Hi bunnies! Welcome back to PandaBunBun. It has been a really long time since I've touched the Bring the Stars to Life series. Unfortunately, today's video is not about creating a new character. As you can read from the title, it is about fixing Nimbus. So, let's get into the main part. First, you may or may not see the video was published on August 8th, but the original video was uploaded 4 months ago. The reason why I re-uploaded is because the timing in some parts was so messed up. I had to fix a lot of it. And the reason why I'm remaking the character, even though 4 months have passed, is because, well, I was a noob back then and the result wasn't really great. Here are the old ones. I know they aren't terrible, but
not bad but not good.
My skill is not as horrible as before, so I decided to improve the pieces. First, let's take a look at the OC. This is probably the work that has the least amount of issues out of the 4 pieces, but there are still some flaws in the art. First of all, they are literally missing another arm. Second, I don't like how I used pink as a blush back then because it looks so unnatural. You will also see it in the Taurus video, which will be up next week. Also, the background is not serving at all, like even though it is not the main subject, but because it will highlight the main character, I want to be fixed. Other than those, there are many major problems. So, let's get into the fixing part. And yes, I am tracing over the old art because I love the original idea and I want to keep my job a little bit easier, so yeah. My first thought is to make the lines a little bit thicker, especially in the face feature. It didn't look bad before, but I mean compared to this one, is definitely a step up. Right now, we fixed 2 main issues. One is the arm, I gave them another arm, and the second one is the blush. I used red instead of pink, and it is so much better. Oh, and on the horns, I added another color to make the highlight, which was not a thing in the previous work. It really gives dimension to the horn and I love it so much. Finally, we will work on the background. This time, I drew the ground as a small platform because the old work is just atrocious. And by drawing it like this, it makes the character look like a little figurine that has a little platform. Ooh, so cute! Add a story background and we're done. Oh my god, the new version looks so good! Not only that, the new one kind of looks chubbier and rounder and fuller. Ugh, I'm so obsessed. Now we'll move on to the second piece, which is the art. No, you don't know how much I hate this piece. I don't hate the idea, I think it looks cute, but the execution was not it. First of all, we need to talk about the elephant in the room, which are the horns. Logically, they don't make sense. They looked like 2 felt cookies glued onto the Nimbus heads. And again, the blush. Also, the way I drew the body lying down was a little bit confusing, so I want to fix that. First, I would trace the old work again, and I immediately hop on the horns because they annoy me so much. Another issue with the horn is the proportion. As you can see from the reference, it is not in proportion at all. For the other parts, there weren't anything interesting happen, so I will speed it up a little bit. The second main issue was to make the body look lying down. I tried to add some lines to give the illusion that Nimbus is lying down. Sadly, I don't think it's that great, but it is definitely better than the old version. Oh, and this is the therapeutic part when I drew the clouds and colored them in. After that, I fixed the blush, rendered the horn, added some final touches, and here's the final work. And hey, it looks so much better. I forgot to mention that I drew the cotton candy a little bit bigger so it looks proportionate with the character. Also, I colored the background a little bit lighter so it will lighten up the whole piece. Moving on to one of my most favorite works of all time. And I don't really see any major issues besides the horns and the blush again. So there wasn't anything to say here. I'll let you enjoy the relaxing time lapse. And here is the final result. 10 out of 10 if you ask me. Finally, we will move on to the last piece. And I'm not going to lie, this is the worst art I have ever created in my entire life. I don't even know if I can call it art. For one, it looks like a piece of turd. 2, those horns are not horns. They look even uglier than the second piece somehow. And 3, it looks like a Mickey Mouse character. It is a miracle that Disney didn't sue me, but I will consider myself lucky. The only good thing is probably the candy cane. Oh my god, I didn't know why I published it. So basically we have to withdraw the whole thing. First, we need to withdraw the turd. I am actually tracing over the second piece that we just did because I like the shape and efficiency is the language in this house. I mean, it still looks like a turd, but it's definitely better than what we started with. Oh, and I'm just copying the horn from the second piece. I know I'm lazy, but it needs to be done. Finally, to make this piece cohesive with the whole collection, I added the pink and blue color with the starry background. And here is the final result. I love the new version so much, and it is safe to say that this is the most drastic change in the whole collection. Of course, the grand final reveal. It's definitely a glow up, and sad to say that the old version sucks. That is also the end of our video. Thank you for tuning in to the Bunniverse. See you next time. Bye bye.